Hello and welcome to Yanga Shop. My name is Julian Ballantyne, and over the next 30 minutes we've got a really truly delicious brand to show you. I'm delighted to say that the reason why this brand is here because the inventor stands to my right hand side. Nadine, an absolute delight to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
We've had a fun day already, haven't we?
Yes,
Going
definitely.
through the story and, well, share it with everybody. Tell me about your story because it's an incredible story.
Yes, well, I started the range, Be Undeniable, that I've brought you here today. 5 of our key products. Started the brand 4 years ago.
So you were doing a little bit of law.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning. How did this all come about?
Do you know, doing my law degree, you know, it was a fascinating time, but I wanted to take something away from me, and that was to actually have a legacy. I have 2 children, and sometimes I feel that, you know, you have to be motivated by something.
Yes.
And that was my motivation. So I wanted to have a brand, a company of my own, and I actually started with hair care. So I was making hair care products in my home, but because that's something that takes a while.
It's a slow burner you mentioned.
It's a slow burner, so you know, people, consumers, viewers are not sure whether that's something that they really want. But with makeup, it's quite instantaneous. You decide whether you like it or you don't. And I identified a gap in the market that there needed to be a superior brand based in the UK for the melanated market. So
The melanated market, I
melanated
love
market.
that. Because I remember I started TV, 33 years ago. Yeah. And back then, there weren't many black people on telly when I started. And I do remember that a makeup artist would try her very best, but she'd just use the darkest of her makeups, which were designed primarily for the white market back then. Mm-hmm. It was only when Fashion Fair came in 20, 30 years ago, or the likes of MAC, I realised that people are specifically making brands for black people,
yeah.
But they weren't British brands essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and with products that come from abroad, you're having to kind of take the brunt of the markup in terms of importation and et cetera, it's just a case of we need to have something here based in the UK, and also to have consistency, because it's one thing to actually have a brand that has 4 ethnic tones. It's another thing where it needs to be consistent. And when I say consistent, I mean under different lighting, different environments. That could be natural light, or even like in here, studio light. You want it to be consistent. The way you put it on is the way you're supposed to look when you leave. So
it's funny,
yeah.
It's the first time you've been in a studio, I guess, because you said,
Yeah.
I've looked at myself, I don't look that bad. I think you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
But a lot of it is down to naturally pretty, of course, but a lot of it is down to this incredible brand that you brought to us.
Yeah.
Should we start at the beginning?
Of course.
Let's start at the beginning. Let me give you the item number. This is Be Undeniable, and I want to discuss that title again with you in a few moments. But 951001, the Illuminate and Define. Now, we've got 3 different options, but we'll discuss them. $21.49 for either, $1.99 postage and packing for either. Now, this is the first one that we want to show you. It's there on screen. What is it? Who's it aimed at?
Okay, so with this product here, this is called Bountiful Bronze in the Illuminate and Define. This is for darker tone complexions, i.e. myself, and with this we have 3 different compartments, as you can see. So you'll conceal with the concealer here, and you...
Is that the one which is quite red?
Yeah, and the reason why it's quite red is because it's warmly pigmented to complement the complexion of somebody of a darker complexion.
Yes.
And also it's to actually mask any imperfections that you may have. So any dark marks, acne scars or anything like that, red blemishing, it will cover that, and then you will then apply your foundation on top of that.
Nadine, I've noticed as I get older, and I've noticed as others get older, those marks are more defined.
Definitely.
Is that just aging spots in one ways?
I think so, and also because the body slows down in regards to the repairing of scarring tissue, it does take a long time for the scars to go away. Sure. I've even started to notice that myself as I've gone into my 30s. So with that, you would use this product in order to just literally have a blank foundation in terms of application. Put the foundation on top of it, and then it will mask it away.
We'll show that in a few moments, right?
Definitely.
We've got the brown, and that's the second. Now, the light brown, it looks like a gold. What's that section for?
So that is your highlighter. that is what the illuminating define is. So you'll be illuminating maybe your nose or your Cupid's bow. You can use it on your cheekbones or even your brow bone here. So it's a really good product to have. And it's just literally just accentuating where you want to highlight.
Makes sense, does it not?
Yeah, makes sense.
The darker brown is here.
Yes, so that is your contour. So what you will do is contour your cheekbones. You can also use it for your nose bridge where you can define it as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really good way to just accentuate where you want to heighten or even smallen. So it's a great way of contouring.
Contouring. So this is aimed at someone our skin tone or darker. So there we've got the bountiful bronze. Remember, 2149, the item number 951001. Medium, or as we're calling it here, or you've called it the copious copper.
Copious copper.
Copious copper. Who's a medium skin tone?
So think of Halle Berry.
I often do.
Yep. Beyonce even. So those complexion groups, we have, like you said, a copious copper, and with that, the difference is literally the contour in it and the highlighter. So that's where the copious copper, because the highlighter is slightly different.
Okay, so let's think of someone lighter skinned or olive skinned. Penelope Cruz.
Definitely. Yeah, so that will be a really good product to use for those complexions because it's slightly cooler than my complexion. So it was always to think about the individual and the finish that they need in order to complement that complexion group. One thing I did forget to mention, in the contour here, we also can use it in our eyebrows, and that's what I've done today. So you can actually like set the eyebrows in place by brushing it up and applying it in between and just like kind of stroking it. And to
but your makeup's immaculate. But I expect it to be immaculate, but it is. Right, so this right here is exactly the same. Yeah. And you're going to give a demonstration.
Definitely.
Now, the tattoo, what does that say?
So it says peaches. It's my tattoo, and that's what we're going to demonstrate today of how we're going to conceal it.
Okay, so we're going to conceal this. Now, for this demonstration, can I move you over here just so we can see your wrist? Let's see that wrist and explain to us what, it's perfect. Explain to us what you're doing here.
So I'm applying the concealer to half of my tattoo because we're going to pretend that this is the imperfection.
Certainly not an imperfection, though, is it? Your peaches.
And then just another reapplication just in case.
So basically you can still see the outline of the tattoo throughout though?
Yeah, and that's fine, that's okay. So because what we're going to do is actually then apply the foundation as we would.
Perfect. So now we can just see there the item number. Remember, this is for skin tones like Nadine and mine or darker. The next step. Yep. Any foundation?
Any foundation, your usual foundation, you're just going to go over the concealer with your usual foundation. This is a creamy one that I'm using, so forgive me.
It's disappeared?
Yeah, and then we're just going to literally...
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's gone?
It's gone. And as you can see, it's quite bright red, the concealer, but it doesn't throw off the actual foundation, and this is my usual foundation, so.
And it doesn't get much more defined than a tattoo.
No.
And it's actually disappeared.
And it's disappeared.
Can we do the rest of the tattoo now then, in that case?
Yep, no problem.
I'll
go
hold.
in again.
So even though it's quite a reddish tone, it doesn't seem to be the case.
And that's because my undertone is warm, and the pigments are warm as well. So what you're doing is having the warm pigments of my complexion along with the warm pigments of the product, and that's what's working in sync together.
Now, I've looked, when I go into your local high street store, it's like a minefield, and it genuinely can be like a minefield, deciding on which makeups, and there are thousands. Yeah. But there aren't that many specifically for a black market. And this is one specifically for that purpose, right?
Exactly.
Olive and darker.
Yeah, that is what this brand is about. It's about mimicking the complexions of the undertones. And that's what one of the mottos of my brand is.
Mimic?
Mimicking the undertones of the individual.
Wow.
And there you go.
So a couple of moments ago, it's interesting that you use, what did you use? Explain to us what you used to cover your tattoo.
So I used the concealer here to conceal my tattoo as a base for any pigmentations or anything like that, with the demonstration of my tattoo, and then we went in with the foundation.
Okay, so that could be any foundation,
Any
right?
foundation, and then you just apply it directly on top of the part that you concealed with.
And it'll look completely natural.
Yeah.
And stay like that.
Yeah.
Stay like that for how long? It was a question I asked for you this morning.
Long? So this is where we have to think about setting our makeup. So with that, I then produced the loose setting powder.
Well, here is the loose setting powder. Let me give you the item number. In fact, if you want the loose setting powder, this is 951002. The loose setting powder. Right, 3 options. Rich is the dark people like ourselves,
Yep.
or darker. Tan is for medium people. We use Halle Berry because why wouldn't we?
Exactly.
And then thirdly, we've got warm or cool,
Yep.
as we're calling this. The price is the same, $18.49, $1.99 postage and packing. And the warm or the cool, as we're describing it there, would be for people like Penelope Cruz.
That's right. That's exactly right. So we are going to go in with our rich setting powder.
Yes.
And we have our tattoo as we're going to use it.
And that's where, for people that have just joined us, that's exactly where the tattoo was, right there. Okay, keep your arms still, my love. Yep.
And then we're just going to literally set the makeup, as it were. So we're going to set that. And as you can see, it's quite loose powder.
Yes.
It's quite loose, so it flies away a little bit. So you have to be careful with it. But we are setting it. And as you can see, what's starting to happen is that it's starting to mattify. And that's the setting. So it's absorbing the cream foundation that we used because it has castor oil in it. So it has that oil base, but now we're going to set it, and as you can see, it's mattified.
So this setting powder, this loose setting powder, is ideal for anybody, regardless of their...
Complexion.
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason why this is, for instance, pink in colour is because of the warm pigments, again, that's being used. So as you may have discovered, that there's a common theme to warm pigments depending on your complexion.
And that's specifically for the black market?
Yeah, exactly. And
Or
that's
the
where
Asian black market?
Yeah, and that's where you get the consistency in the product. Yeah.
And that's what you wanted before. You said consistency, didn't you?
Consistency. So I just want to do one more test and show you something.
Okay.
So as you can see...
I thought you'd have cleaned the studio then for us.
As you can see, we set it.
And just hold for 1 second there, just so we get a picture of that. Put your arm out there. Perfect, perfect.
And then we're going to wet it.
Yes.
And then we're going to...
Dab it. And again, it looks completely matte.
Yeah.
It looks completely matte.
Yeah.
It's very clever, isn't it?
Yeah. So
We're
it's
almost
waterproof.
out of time in this first section, so can we reiterate about these first 2 products? Right, so if I came from Mars, or basically I'm a guy, so we know nothing, right? Explain to us in a sentence what this is and who will use it.
So it's a loose setting powder for darker tone complexions. It's pink because it is pigmented with warm undertones, and it will set your makeup in place.
Okay, so we've got 3 options. 951002, that's the item number for all 3. But we have Rich,
Yep.
for dark people like ourselves.
And that's this one here.
And we also have Tan.
Yep.
Give us an example of tan. Who would be a tan person?
So again, we would have our Halle Berry for
Yep.
tan. And then for cooler complexions, it would be Penelope Cruz,
Okay, for example.
for example.
For example. So it's not specifically for the black and Asian market, but it's aimed at the black and Asian market.
Yeah, I mean, my company's been going now for a year. So on the market, we've had Eastern European clients as well. So it's anybody with olive tones. That's who the brand is for.
And a few moments ago, just remind us in a sentence what this is.
That's our illuminate and define. You can conceal, highlight and contour with this. You can use the contour for your eyebrows, accentuating cheekbones and also narrowing your nose if you want.
Narrow your nose, if you want to.
If you want to.
Not that you might want to. We'll be back in a few moments here on Yanga's shop. Hopefully you'll join Nadine and myself.
Hi, I'm Georgina. You can watch me and my special touch designs right here on Yanga Shop. Hi, my name is Mahawa Kamara, and you can catch me right here on Yanga Shop with my organic toiletry collection.
Welcome to Yanga Shop, a new and exciting shopping platform for you to order all your Christmas goodies. Even if you're just window shopping, well, it's nice to have you on board. Well, they've been around for a long time, false lashes. Never ever seen any that look as natural as yours.
Well, that's a true point. So previously they'd be over the top because the point was to have an effect. But I think now it's all about just making them as part of your day, and that's the whole point of Glamour Puss lashes.
What is this all about?
This masterpiece is known as the Scruffapillar. Now, the Scruffapillar is a confident little caterpillar that encounters one or two little bullies along the way, and doesn't let that get him down, and he just retorts with a nice little confident retort, and he continues along his way.
Hopefully I'll see you very, very soon here on Yanga Shop. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Every day on Yanga, I'm joined by at least 2 fabulous guests for Nonny Chat, where we discuss the hot topics that affect you, me, and the community. Nothing is off limits. So why don't you make a date to join us? And I promise, whether you agree with us or not, we'll definitely keep you entertained. Nonny, every day on Yanga TV.
Hi, my name is Hannah Obalade. You can catch me right here on Yanga Shop with my bridal survival kit.
Hi, this is Manuela from Florissa Designs. Join me on Yanga Shop where you can see my beautiful bespoke wedding settings.
Welcome to Yanga Shop, a new and exciting shopping platform for you to order all your Christmas goodies. Even if you're just window shopping, well, it's nice to have you on board. You can catch us on Sky Channel 453 and Freesat Channel 171. Or why don't you head to our website, which is yangashop.tv, to see a full range of all of our products. Hello and welcome back to Yanga Shop. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the gorgeous Nadine.
Hello.
Nadine, the name, Be Undeniable. Explain that name to me.
Okay, well, it's a double message brand, and basically it's supposed to exude self-confidence through colour. I think sometimes, there's not that much positivity in the world, and as a brand, you want it to be a directive to make people feel good, but it's your look, it's you, but be undeniable with it and just basically own it, because I think this
Own it.
Did
you do the head thing there, the girlfriend thing?
Because it's important to have something that has a message, and that is a positive message, and yeah, just why not? And it's something that you can apply to any everyday life, whether it's your social life, relationships, or anything, but just be undeniable at it.
Be undeniable. This is the message. I had visions of Grandmaster Flash coming past the stage then. Well, it's not like a jungle in here. It's like an opportunity for you to order some great products. The first we saw, in fact, this was 951001. This was the Illuminate and Define. Now, there were 3 colour coordinators.
Yeah.
For darker skin like ours, Bountiful Bronze.
Yeah, that's correct.
Copious Copper was the medium skins. We said Halle Berry, because I just like saying the name. Halle Ballantyne even works. And finally there, the lighter one is Glorious Gold for, well, we mentioned anyone who was olive skin.
Yeah.
Straight away we move from there to this.
Yeah, the loose setting powder. Did a quick demonstration of setting the makeup on my wrist. So yeah, it's a great product to have. It's very warm in pigmentation and it sets the makeup and it won't change. So even though it's pink in colour, don't be afraid to use it. Go in with it and it will set your makeup and just, yeah, it's just a fabulous thing. And it's very light as well, because you want to have light makeup on your face because your pores need to breathe. So even though you're covering, you want to have something that is light.
Oh, breathable.
So, yeah.
Makes sense, does it not?
Makes sense. And then we tested it by spraying it with water, so it's waterproof as well.
You know, what I find on telly, and if I'm in any warm environment, I shine.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about in the great sense. I'm just shiny.
Yeah.
I've always thought that black people possibly not suffer from this more, but it happens more to black people than not. Is it because of our skin tone?
No, I mean, different people sweat differently. Like I'm not somebody who sweats visually per se. However, there are people that do sweat quite a lot. It's just how open your pores are,
Okay.
to be honest. But yeah, then you just set it with the makeup and it's just...
I know that now for being on telly.
Yeah.
Mattify, I like that word,
Mattify your
mattify. Let's move on to the third of the 3 products you've got.
Yeah.
This is 951003, just love the name, the Makeup Elixir.
Yeah.
What does this do for me?
What does it do? This is one of our hero products. This does 4 things in one, so there's a lot of variety with it. You can remove your makeup with it.
Number 1.
Yeah, you can moisturize, so you can have it as a night cream. If you have dry skin, especially right now, it's the winter time.
Central heating's on.
Yeah, and it dries out your skin. You can have this as just like a nice little night serum in order to just like revitalize the skin.
Yes.
And then you can also add it to pigmented products. So pigmented, I mean by eyeshadows, blushes. If you want immediate density, you can only add a drop of this. That's all you need, 1 drop. Add it to your pigmented products, mix it, and then apply it to your eyeshadows. And then you just get that immediate density.
That's 3.
Yeah, and then you can also add it to your foundations.
So you mentioned it can be used as a night cream as well.
Yeah, so it's really great to use as a night cream in order to refigurate the skin.
Good.
So you have that on at night, and then you can also mix it in your foundations as well.
Wow.
By reducing the consistency of the product. So if you don't want to be too heavy or to be too claggy, you can add a drop of that to your foundation, whether it's a cream one, which I demonstrated before, or a liquid foundation. It will reduce it for you, and it's just a fantastic cream to have.
And what you did mention is, in the first half of this hour, in fact, what we did is what you covered your tattoo.
Yes, I did.
And you covered it with our first 2 products.
Yeah.
So you actually covered it and made it set, but now this can be used, as you just mentioned, as a makeup remover.
As a remover.
Show me.
That's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to add it on.
There we can just see, if I just turn your wrist that way, okay. So now we can just see.
Yeah. So we're going to add a splodge of that. We're just going to cover it round. And
Wow.
as you can see,
Peaches is back.
Peaches is back.
Is that because of the cream?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah. So it's just a great product to have. It's, like I said, 4 in 1. Great as a travel buddy. You know, and also it's within your weights as well, because it's only 25 grams.
Okay, so it's within your weights if you're travelling.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on travelling. All these low-cost airlines. Sir, you'd like to take a bag on holiday? I'm like, goodness me, I must be strange to want to take a bag on holiday. Anyway, don't get me started with them. What we do know there is it's a fabulous makeup remover, but as Nadine so rightly said, it is a 4-in-1, $20.49, $1.99 postage and packing. Which moves us to our 4th product. Now, we had a discussion this morning, did we not? And I said, what sort of girl are you? If you're going to do the school run, would you be in your slippers and your pyjamas? And you said...
No, I used to be full-faced at the school gate with my 2 children in makeup.
Wow, that must be a pressure. More
Yeah,
pressure than getting the kids ready.
Definitely. But priorities changed. I think once you've started your own brand of makeup, I see makeup 24/7. So it's like now, yeah.
But initially you actually created it for you.
Yeah,
You thought there was a gap in the market for a good British brand aimed at, what do you call it?
The melanated market.
The melanating market. It's a great word.
Yeah.
It is indeed. Right, my mum was a sort that, as long as she had a bit of lippy, she was happy. So a bit of lippy and she was happy, indeed she was. Describe this lippy for us.
So this is our tahini. And this is our nude lipstick, and I'm actually wearing it today.
Looks gorgeous. Looks natural.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you've got, it looks like you've got lipstick on, because your lips are lovely and moist, but it doesn't look like you've got an over-the-top, a bright red.
Right, exactly. With this nude tahini, women of colour find it very hard to find a lipstick that is complementary to our complexions. It needs to be warm, it needs to add to the makeup rather than take away, and you don't want a lipstick that flushes your complexion out. So with this tahini, it's very warm. As I said, it's also formulated with castor oil, so it's nourishing as well, antioxidants. So you're getting a lot of beneficial
Benefits.
Yeah.
Beneficial benefits.
Beneficial benefits.
We can take one of those words away and it'll still make sense. If you want to order $15.99, again for women of colour specifically?
No, not necessarily. As I stated before, I have clients from Eastern Europe and they buy this lipstick. This is one of our most popular products that we have. So this goes very fast, to be fair. It was also featured in a national campaign as one of the best nude lipsticks for women of colour as well. So that helped it along its way. So yeah, a lot of people ask me, what nude lipstick am I wearing? And of course I have to say this is the one.
Well, of course it's the one. And why wouldn't it be? If you'd like to order $15.99, $1.99, that is post and packet. Which brings us to our fifth and final product. Which is?
The Strobe Radiance. Again, a hero product of ours, a really great product to have. With this, you can play around with it. So it depends on the finish that you would like as a viewer. You can have it as a base, as a primer, and then add your foundation on top of it.
Is a base a primer? I'm just being a man. You said you can add it as a base or a primer. Is it the same thing?
Yeah, it's like one of the same thing.
One of the same.
It's interchanging the words.
Okay.
But yes, you can have it as a primer underneath your foundation, or you can mix it in your liquid foundations, or you can add it on top so you can actually like spot it where you would like to have it, or you can have it on your nose. It's one of those versatile products, and I'm actually going to show you how it looks.
Good. So less is more, as you've often said with all your products.
So as you can see, it looks very creamy and pearlized.
It does indeed. And
then what we can do is you can see, then it becomes like a gold hue. So maybe if I move my wrist a little bit, you can see the reflectant.
Indeed we can.
So you see, and it's very light and it's very creamy, and you can just work it in. And then cover it with your foundation, or as I said, you can use it as a finishing product. Wow,
it's like
very light.
It's a shimmer.
Yeah.
It's a shimmer.
Yeah.
Could you wear that on your neck if you're on the beach?
Yeah, you can wear it on your décolletage if you like. It's a very nice product to have. As I said, it's very light.
I went for neck, but I'm a guy.
But yes, it's just one of those products that you can use anywhere that you feel to use.
Why on your nose?
I think it's a trend.
You said this before.
Yeah,
now, when you say trend, and obviously the age that you are, I presume you've been on social media quite extensively with this brand and pushing it.
Yeah.
So it's trending to have a little bit on your nose.
Yeah, you just dot it on your nose, just there on the edge. Or you can, again, use it here and work it in your makeup. So, like I said, it's a very versatile product. You can have it as a very nice radiant hue by adding it to your foundation. It's very complementary that way. Or you can, as I said, have pinpointed where it literally accentuates the area that you're going for. So,
you should be very proud of yourself. What about your background? Where are your parents from?
My parents are from the Caribbean. My grandparents are. And yeah.
You were born in Britain?
Born in Britain. I was actually born in the Midlands, so I'm a Midlands babe.
You don't sound that Midlands.
I came down to London when I was very young, so when I go and see the Northern family, they're like, "Oh, that common accent." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Is that what they say?
Yeah. Where's your accent gone?
Where's your accent gone? When I go back to Salford in Manchester, I get it myself. Hey, you think you're posh now? Can I just say it's a delight, firstly, to meet you.
Thank you.
Secondly, to be introduced to these incredible products. And for you to take it upon yourself to think, right, there is a gap in the market. I'm a woman of colour. I've been missing out on this for so many years. If you want the Strobe Radiance, by the way, that's $23.49 at 951005. We'll be back here. Will you bring the rest of the range? How many products are there now total?
There are 56 pieces in total.
56 pieces?
Yeah.
One for every week of the year and 4 extra.
Yeah.
That's just greedy. Lovely meeting you.
Exactly.
We'll see
Thank
you soon.
Very much.
We'll see you soon here on Yanga's Shop. Bye-bye.